Now. Catherine, we know that several fires were lit or broke out overnight. We can still see some flames behind you. Can you tell us what's happened?
Yeah, there have been huge fires overnight here. The last remnants of that still burning, smoke smouldering in the ashes of what was once the entrance to the jungle where all the restaurants were. Let me just show you a bit of the scene behind us. There are still some fires burning. As I said, the majority of this huge blaze was put out by around 5 a.m. this morning. There you can see gas canisters there on the ground. Now, in one of these shelters, which was being used as a restaurant, the gas canisters exploded, and that's what led this fire to spread. There were around 30 fires breaking out. I'm just going to take you down the main alleyway of the camp known as the jungle now, so you can see some of the damage here. The structures have been completely destroyed. Yesterday they were still standing. People having tea, having meals. These were restaurants run and used by some of the migrants. We spoke to people in this area and they said they'd pretty much given up hope now, that they were planning to leave. And one theory that's being advanced by the local authorities here and the police is that this was a last act of despair, perhaps by the Afghan community of migrants here who lived in this particular part of the jungle, that before leaving they destroyed their tents, their cabins, before heading off. In fact, the local prefect here, one of the state's local authority in the Calais region, said this was something of a tradition among Afghan migrants. So police are still investigating, but that's one of the theories, at least, about what's behind the blaze.
All right, that part of the camp where you are right now then, Catherine, it does seem to be rather empty, but there are still several thousand people all around that sprawling site, aren't there? Are we right in believing that many of the people who are left at the jungle are those who have already said that they are determined not to leave? They're going to be putting up a bit of resistance.
Yeah, there are still people we spoke to yesterday, late in the day, who said they didn't want to leave. But we're seeing again this morning a steady flow of people trickling out of the jungle. I can just perhaps show you some of those people walking now. And we've seen people taking their bags, walking out of the camp this morning, heading off to this scheme, the French government scheme to get bused to shelters around the country. Again, in front of the reception centre, there's a long line of people queuing up before dawn this morning. So again, for a third day, we're seeing people voluntarily leaving the jungle. Some of them, of course, thinking they have no other option. Some of them very happy to go. There are no doubt those who will try and remain till the last minute. And we spoke to people who said every night they can try and get on the back of a lorry and cross to the UK, they will. So the question now going forward is, will these people dig in? Will they provide any resistance to the state? Will there be clashes? How many are they? These are unanswered questions. It's very difficult to get an accurate grip on the numbers of people here, people living from tent to tent. There's a flow of people here, very difficult to carry out any kind of surveys or censuses. Authorities have been going through tent by tent, giving out information to people, telling them that the jungle will definitively close. So the message has been getting through to some people at least, and this part of the jungle, yeah, dramatically emptied out.
All right, thanks so much. Catherine Norris-Trent joining us there from the jungle, as it's known, the migrant camp close to Calais there on this, the third, and what is meant to be the final day of evacuations of migrants from that site. We will, of course,